Hello everyone, I'm Kristen Oaks-White.
And I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
Well, everyone knows Louisiana is a major producer of sugarcane, but there's another type of cane that's important in this state, and its loss could affect everyone.
It's called roseau cane, and it grows in the marshes along our coast in thick abundance. However, insect pressure is killing it off. As TWILA's Neil Melanson tells us, roseau cane not only holds the soil together, but an entire way of life.
A lot of people describe the end of Highway 23 here as the end of the earth. Here at the mouth of the Mississippi, there's definitely more water than land, and for folks like Earl Anderson, it's a way of life. Earl was born and raised in Pilot Town, which is beyond the end of the road, accessible only by boat. He raised 3 children there until the last school closed in the 70s.
We moved here at Boothville in 1974. And from 74 till now, this is where I've been. I don't plan on going any further north than where I'm at. And, but I tell people plenty of times, if I go anywhere, I'm going to go back south, you know.
He never stopped raising cattle, though, even through Hurricanes Betsy, Camille, and finally Katrina, which killed thousands upon thousands of cattle in his area.
We had 12 foot of water for Katrina on those islands. That's when I had a lot of cattle, and it wiped them off.
When he does move cattle, he moves them with this custom barge, 85 head at a time. He's really not concerned with the storms these days, having found ways to fence them in on higher ground. It's finding that ground that's the problem. The main culprit is roseau cane scale, an insect that's destroying the marsh grass which holds the soil together down here. It's a problem, he says, is worse than storms and rising tides.
Which is the biggest problem we've ever had. I have never seen anything like this growing up here, and I've never seen any roseau that died as bad as it did right as it's dying now. Where I'm at right now, if these roseaus hadn't died in the front already, you would hardly ever be able to see me back this far.
It's not just that the scale is killing the cane, it's hurting what's left.
This roseau is from last year. You put them both together. This one is half the size of this one.
It's a problem that threatens not only the cane, but a way of life, one that Earl Anderson says he will never give up.
You know, I love this parish, and I'll do anything I can to try to help any way that I can do.
There are several different ways that insect scale can be controlled. The first is by insecticide, but since there's more than 300,000 acres of cane across these marshes, it's not only costly, but difficult to apply. Second is by burning it, but there are a lot of pipelines in that area carrying flammable products. And finally, LSU researchers are looking at a couple of natural ways, including a parasitic wasp that feeds on that scale, as well as scale-resistant cane. And guys, you know, this is, as you saw in the story, this guy, Earl Anderson, is just devoted to this way of life. It's been his way of life the entire time he's been down there. His son is taking it up. And you can see his story is very similar to every farmer that we've talked to. He does it because he loves it. Every day he wakes up, he puts his boots on the ground, and he's doing what he wants to do from sun up to sundown, and he just doesn't want to abandon that area, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's not often that you hear about someone who was born in Pilot Town.
No, you
and doesn't want to move any farther north than
Boothville, Venice.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's...
So he considers that up north from where he is.
Wow.
You know?
But I know that this is an issue that's really near and dear to your heart, saving Louisiana's coastlines. What do you see them doing in, I guess, in addition to this, saving this roseau cane?
Well, first off, let me just say that one of those natural ways is LSU researchers, Dr. Jim Cronin, for instance, has gone around the world and saw how after 5 years or so that when he started looking at it, it kind of burns itself out, that resistant cane starts to come in. The question there is whether or not we survive that long to get to that point. How much soil erosion happens because of all that cane dying off and that kind of thing. So there is a solution coming. It's just, do we have enough time?
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Thank you, Neil Melancon. Well, Louisiana is full of state historic sites and state parks. And in South Louisiana, you don't have to look far to find a beautiful plantation.
That's true. And in St. Francisville, you can visit the beautiful Rosedown Plantation, which at one time was a 3,500-acre cotton plantation. This week, TWILA's Carl Wiggers takes us to Rosedown to learn about the new crops that are putting the plantation back in action.
Derek Luckett has way too much work ahead of him to be stuck under the shade tree working on this disc. That's because he and Casey are expanding their farm just a little bit.
So this is the map of what we have leased from the state, and we're going to be working with about 100 acres of farmable land here. So that pretty much triples the size of our farm. So we're going to have stuff planted up here, corn maze, pumpkin patch, and then back here we'll have some fruit and vegetables.
With all of this land, Casey is very excited to start sowing seeds on this new farm.
I am planting some pumpkins for the pumpkin patch. We've grown them before, but now we're just gonna have a whole lot more of them.
All of those pumpkins are for the pumpkin patch that the Lucketts will have here at Rosedown Plantation. They are able to do that here because of the new partnership they have formed with the state parks system. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser says that these new private-public partnerships will be huge for state historic sites like Rosedown Plantation.
The corn maze, the pumpkin patch, where you can go pick your own vegetables. Those people want to go outdoors and do those kind of things. And to have such a passionate family interested in doing that, what a great opportunity to partner with them.
The pumpkin patch is only part of what Casey Luckett says will be her dream come true.
I'm excited about it all. This is kind of what I've wanted to do for 10 years now. Since I didn't grow up in agriculture, since I didn't really know anything about it, Derek's niche has always been farming, and mine has always been kind of the education part. This is my passion. This is what I like to do. I love to do tours. We've had CSA members come out. We've had clover buds come out, but our farm isn't really set up for tours, so it's not, we don't have parking. We're limited on space for everything at our farm. And so here we have 100 acres.
The Lucketts plan to be hosting guests for tours and the pumpkin patch, and hopefully even the corn maze this fall. And I know that I personally cannot wait to go out and visit once they get everything set up. If you'd like to keep up with the progress, Casey is constantly posting on their social media, and we'll link you over to those on our website at twilatv.org. And you guys, you know, we've talked about the Lucketts many times. We get their boxes. In fact, I know you got a box in the other room right now. So we get boxes of their vegetables. We know that they are really passionate about what they do. And one thing I'm really excited about, and I know, Casey is beyond excited about, is the opportunity to bring people to their farm now and actually offer the tours. That's one of the things she talks about in the story, is how, the farm in Pride just really doesn't have the space for that. They don't have the parking, the infrastructure really to do that. And now they get that opportunity to do this here at Rosedown. She's really pumped about it.
She's been excited for a long time because she talked to all three of us about it, I think, when it was in the first stages of planning. How does it look that you went out there?
Well, you can see in this picture right here, it's bare. It's a lot of land. It's 100 acres that they get to farm.
A lot of potential, probably.
Yeah.
A lot of potential, tons of potential, and she's kind of like, what do I do with all this? I think that's Derek on the tractor there, and Derek's the one that's loves to plant, loves to be out farming, and Casey is the idea, she's the idea queen.
Right.
She wants to do the pumpkin patch, she wants to do the corn maze, she wants to build playgrounds and have school groups from all over the world to come out to her farm, because she wants to do that. So I think Casey's going to probably overcommit maybe a little bit. But I know that she'll get it all done.
It'll be
eventually.
great.
It's gonna be awesome.
Whatever they do is going to be great, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for him. Carl
Yeah.
Wiggers, thanks for bringing this story. Well, the next generation of Louisiana farmers and ranchers is in the process of picking new leaders. May 25th is the deadline for FFA members to turn in applications if they want to be officers in the organization.
To prepare for leadership roles, about 200 FFA members visited Louisiana State Capitol. This marks the 20th year that members walk the halls of the House and Senate committee rooms. Representative Johnny Gwynn of Jennings took time away from his committee meetings to speak with a group of FFA officers. Louisiana FFA State President Isabel Oakley says visits like this are vital for both legislators and students.
It's really important as FFA members and those in ag ed classes to actually get out of the classroom and take advantage of opportunities like these so that senators and representatives can hear our story and see why it is important and relevant that ag ed stays in the classroom for many years, and that students have the chance to see that they can make a difference and that their stories do matter.
Their stories do matter, which is why we share stories created by Louisiana FFA members on TWILA. If you would like to learn more about the Louisiana FFA, visit our website at twilatv.org.
Well, in the late 60s and early 70s, Louisiana was on the leading edge of catfish farming and processing. According to Carl Herring of Herring Catfish in Wisner, catfish acreage has fallen from 14,000 acres in north central Louisiana to now only about 50 acres.
But as TWILA's Tammy Arender found out, Louisiana may not be as big in production, but the herrings are still turning out some 300,000 pounds of fish every week.
Shortly after sunrise, an 18-wheeler of live pond-raised catfish comes in from Mississippi.
Trucks use liquid oxygen and we use chill water, 35-degree water to keep them alive so that, you know, you don't want to get anything unhealthy in the marketplace, so everything's live when it gets here.
What's not sent into the plant for processing immediately is held in a chilled oxidation pond. But the rest of these ray-finned swimmers wait their turn to ride the conveyor belt into the processing plant. They do tend to splash and splatter, even dotting my camera lens, which I didn't notice till I was almost finished shooting this story. Sorry. Once inside, there are some 120 workers who make sure you get the freshest, cleanest catfish possible for your dinner plate.
And then once they filleted, they come run across the fillet machine and fillet, we trim them up. Then once they trim, we inspect them for bones. And then they go across the size of the machine, the size to get the orders, you know, to fill the orders we need, because every customer got different size fish they want.
This process is a combination of men and women and the swiftness of machinery. On this belt, the pinball-like flipper sorts the fillet by weight. Herring says consistency is the key when it comes to restaurant and grocery store orders. That's why the fish are examined like a person going through airport security. The herrings still raise a few acres of fish, but most of their product comes from ponds in Mississippi, Texas, and Arkansas. At the heart of this business is family. Hannah is Herring's daughter. She got a college degree in business, but chose to come back home and put it to use here.
I guess a family business, you want it to survive and continue on with each generation, so, you know, it was just easier than trying to get into something else. You know, I kind of wanted to follow Dad's footsteps and do what he's been doing all these years.
The herrings have also diversified. They have a feed mill providing fish food for lots of their catfish farmers. They also make dog food. But it's the catfish that's most synonymous with the name herring. They supply most of the fillets for frying at the annual Catfish Festival in Winsboro. So the next time you enjoy some good old southern fried catfish, there's a good chance it came from this processing plant in Wisner. Not just a place of employment for Franklin Parish, but providing enjoyment for fish fans throughout the Southeast.
What do you think about that catfish?
Pretty good. Almost as good as mine, almost.
Now, if you've never been to the Catfish Festival in Winsboro, you need to put that on your bucket list. I asked Mr. Herring if he thought Louisiana could regain some ground in the number of acres of catfish ponds, and he said not until researchers can get a handle on how to combat some of the diseases that plague the ponds.
Well, still to come on TWILA, there's a new exercise that has kids across the country going to work.
Kids, I think you did something there. But first, we'll take you to Shreveport for a farm-to-table Cinco de Mayo. Stay with us.
Chances are, if you celebrate Taco Tuesday, you probably also celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it's always the day after Star Wars Day, you know, May the 4th be with you.
And anyway, the day before what?
The day before what, Cinco de Mayo?
How long have we worked together?
Too long? Your birthday, yes.
Kristen de Mayo.
Kristen de Mayo.
Anyway.
Okay, well, the force is strong with her and with our own AJ Sabine when it comes to finding the best food and fiestas. See what I did there? And that's exactly what he did in this edition of Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hey there, folks. I'm A.J. Sabine, and thank you for joining us for another Feasting on Agriculture. This month, we're in Shreveport, where we're celebrating Mexican heritage and culture during Cinco de Mayo at my personal favorite, Key Mexico. Joining us now is chef and owner of Key Mexico, Rodrigo Mondragon.
Yes.
And chef, thank you so much. I know you're busy today. We're celebrating Mexican heritage and culture here at Key Mexico. How important is it to partner with farmers to get the ingredients for your tacos and other entrees?
Everything tastes way better with local ingredients and happy animals, like I like to call them. In Mexico, a lot of the places where you live, is a farmer's market every day. So you're used to that. And the more that we do like we did in Mexico, the better for us.
You guys are super busy today, of course, it's Cinco de Mayo. What do you have planned for folks here today?
Well, a bunch of stuff. We have 8 bands lined up. It starts at noon. We also have our regular menu inside the restaurant, as well as special items here outside. We have smoked brisket tacos that our friends from HB Barbecue are helping us do. They're doing an alligator too. That's crazy. First time we do it, but we'll see how it goes. And as well as our signature cocktail, the Calaverita, which is kind of like a margarita, but of course with our own touch. 3 different kinds of citrus and a touch of grapefruit soda.
Well, I don't know about you, but that has already made me hungry.
I'm already hungry too.
Let's go. In the words of my fellow Mexican and Latin American friends, vámonos, muchacho. All right, chef, let's get started. What do we got?
So we're gonna use corn tortilla. We're gonna heat it up a little bit. And this is our chopped brisket that we smoked outside with our friends over there.
So is that a mixture of the fat and the lean?
Yeah, we're just chopping the whole thing, so give it a little bit more flavor and juiciness, of course. So we're gonna put a little bit on the.
How popular is your Cinco de Mayo celebration?
Well, it's been getting really popular. We don't do the typical celebration that every other restaurant does with, the sombreros and the ponchos and all the Mexican stuff.
Right.
We make it more like a music and food fest. Cinco de Mayo is not real Mexico's Independence Day.
No, it's not.
It's more...
it's a celebration of cultural and heritage.
Definitely. So we like to, just make it different, like everything else we do.
Well, I'm ready to enjoy these tacos. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah, let me flip it a little bit.
What I love about your cuisine, chef, is such like the cuisine that I can find on the streets of Mexico City. Everything is cooked fresh right in front of you, and it's hand food. I can walk and talk and eat at the same time. Yeah,
a lot of our food is definitely influenced by the Mexico City street-style tacos. But my brother, which is the chef, I am just here the image, I guess. He creates a bunch of modern-style Mexican cooking. My mom behind her,
Lido?
Lido. She has all the 100% Mexican style cooking.
You think your mother will adopt me?
Yeah, probably, but you have to hold tight.
Okay.
So our tortilla is hot. This is the secret of a corn tortilla, of a good taco. The tortilla needs to be really hot because it breaks and it tastes bad. So you need to get it really hot. We put the brisket on top, and then we're gonna put this habanero, pineapple, and tomatillo salsa.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It has a good kick, but it's definitely really tasty. And then a little bit of cilantro, onions, and finally microgreens that we get from Mahaffey Farms here in town.
Oh, great.
Yeah, besides they look pretty, they add a great taste to it.
Folks, when we get back, we're going to taste this wonderful taco. Plus, Chef Rod has a wonderful signature cocktail. Stick around. We'll be right back. We're back, folks. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are here with Chef Rodrigo Mondragon here at Key Mexico Restaurant, my favorite place in Shreveport. Chef, tell folks what is in this beautiful, beautiful taco.
Well, it's a slow smoked brisket, and then we chop it. We put cilantro, onions, and we finish it with microgreens from one of our local farms. And most importantly, the salsa that we have in there, it's tomatillo, pineapple, and habanero salsa.
Now, is this your brother Eleazar's? Is this his recipe?
Yes.
Okay.
I cook sometimes, but him and my mom are the masterminds in the kitchen.
Your mother, Lido, is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well, you know, folks, you know what time it is?
Time to
Do
eat.
you know what time it is? They know what time it is. You know, this is the favorite part of the Feasting on Agriculture segment. It's the tasting. While I get down on this, tell folks how they can get down with Key Mexico.
Well, we are in Shreveport, Louisiana, 3839 Gilbert Drive. We have our Facebook page, Key Mexico, and then our Instagram page, Key Mexico Soul Food.
All you guys need to do is come here to Shreveport, if not for this taco. This is absolutely amazing. And you also have a nice surprise for us. What is in this cocktail?
This is our signature cocktail, a calaverita. It has good tequila, a good amount of tequila, three different citrus, fresh squeeze, of course, lemon, lime, and orange, and then hibiscus syrup, and we finish it with a touch of grapefruit soda.
So, you know today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You got a little bit of tequila in here?
Just more than a little bit. Just a little bit more.
Just a touch?
Yeah.
And look, I don't know if you noticed this, folks, the glass is actually tilted.
Yeah.
When Chef Rodrigo brought this out, I thought I was already drunk because the thing is already leaning like this.
Everybody thinks the same.
Oh man, this looks good. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. It's the hibiscus that makes it.
Yeah.
Well, on behalf of everyone here in Shreveport at Key Mexico, Chef Rodrigo's staff, we want to thank you all for joining us, and we'd like to hear from you. If you know of a place that's farm to table here in Louisiana that you think we should feature on Feasting on Agriculture, go on to our website and let us know, twilatv.org. We'll see you next time.
Gracias.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Let's finish off our show this week with a little boost from a goat.
And who doesn't love a goat, right? The internet can't seem to get enough of them. Goat videos are always a hit on social media. There are jumping baby goats, goats in pajamas, goats in commercials. The internet loves a good goat video.
But have you ever heard of goat yoga? Yes, this is actually a thing. It's a new fitness craze that's breaking the internet, and these yogis say the trend is here to namaste. It is as weird and wonderful as it looks, with equal parts of fitness and stress-relieving fun. Planking is difficult enough without a baby goat balancing on your back, but they can also help people cope with anxiety, depression, and various forms of stress.
If you're interested in trying out Goga, get it, goat, yoga, Goga. If you want to get one of those classes, you may have to wait a while. From California to Michigan, people are lining up for classes. This yoga farm in Oregon has a 1,200 person, 1,200 people on the wait list for the class, and it grows by the day. If you're interested in learning more about this viral farm fitness craze, we've posted plenty of links and more goat videos on our website at twilatv.org for you to check out.
Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll bring you a new Louisiana farm life profile that's pretty special to me.
I'll also introduce you to this year's Louisiana Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom Teacher of the Year. Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org, and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
For all of us here at TWILA, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.